This is the Handke Stadium in Elk River, Minnesota, also known as the Handke Pit. The Handke Pit was first constructed in 1921. The Handke Pit was used for high school football games, hockey games, gym classes, band concerts, and is also used for sledding. But now it is mainly a historic site here in Elk River, and during the warmer months it's not really used, but during the winter it is still used for hockey games, mostly recreational, and a hill over there, and that is used for sledding. Where I park, there is not actually a lot of parking. It's just the side of a road, and they have kind of steep stairs coming down to the pit, and in the winter it can be a little slippery. These stairs were actually renovating. They didn't really have much for stairs before the 2000s, and they recently added new lights for the games at night. This pit hasn't been much funding for it, really, because the school system doesn't really use it anymore. But it is still used by the community and is still sort of funded by the Elk River Rotary Club. In the year 2000, they were actually thinking about shutting this place down because of the funds. They didn't have enough to repair it, and it was becoming a health hazard actually. But the Elk River Rotary Club stepped in and decided to put some new stairs in, new warming house, a little bit of new stuff around the place. The walls and the warming house have actually been repaired for the first time in the 2000s since the 40s. The Elk River Rotary Club actually raised over $300,000 to fix it, plus other donations made by the community. There are not actually any future improvements to the pit. Actually, none that I could find online or by asking around, but it is basically just used for winter time and not really used in the warmer times. If I had to say a risk for the stadium or pit, would be probably the stairs. The stairs are actually pretty steep over there too, but right here too, and this is actually the sledding hill. And as you can see, it goes right into where the skating rink would actually be. So it can be a little dangerous. I've actually sledded here before. They usually build a kind of a snow wall over here, but kids still end up on the ice, which can be very dangerous because when people are skating, you run into it. My brother's done it before. You go over the snow wall and you end up on the ice, and you can actually get really hurt that way. But other than that, there's not really any safety concerns. It gives off a really old-timey feel here. It feels very welcoming. In the winter, it's always packed. In the summer times, people mainly use it for a run around, just here to check it out. Historic place, not really used. Doesn't get cleaned up in the winter or in the summertime. But yeah, some good design points that I would point out would be this rock wall all across the stadium and this actual warming house. I can't go in right now, it's locked, but it's pretty nice in there, has a fireplace. The bad designs would probably maybe be the sledding hill, as in the winter it becomes a hindrance for people who are skating. Or another design I would like to see improved here would be the ice rinks. Never personally skated or played games on the ice rinks, but I think they need a little bit of update. See, there's a hole right there. Yeah. What I've learned on this tour was actually all the lighting they have over here. I haven't been here in a while, and I didn't know how much lighting they put up around this pit, because they did have Hockey Day Minnesota here. Like, I think 4 years back they had some games played here, which I think that's when they put the lighting in, but I didn't know it was this much lighting here. If I had to take one idea with me from this facility, this stadium, this pit, I would probably take the rock wall. I really like the look of it. It gives an old-timey look, and I think it really suits this stadium, which is really nice. Overall, the stadium doesn't get many funds anymore. It isn't used for any big games, just recreation around the community. And I wish it was still really funded, because I think they could clean it up a bit, and I think they could really make it something special, but they really haven't done much. But I'm still happy to see people in the wintertime still coming here, having fun, and I'm glad it's still open and it didn't shut down in the early 2000s, because this is one of our only historic spots in Elk River, and I still to this day come here in the winter and hang out with friends.